Danny, I wanted to start with team news and injuries today. Is there anything you can report or share going into this game against West Brom?
Against West Brom, yeah, a tough opponent with a new manager. I think he arrived 3 matches ago. I think everybody knows the table situation. 44 points versus 42 points. I think in the next couple of weeks we will have a lot of such games, and we will face two. We will be ready for these games, and we are looking forward. It was a good training week so far, we go there and we try our best.
Health-wise, how are you looking for the game?
Yeah, against such a game, I think I said this. We will be brave. I think everybody knows how we play football. We will go there, and of course, two good teams. You see at the moment the race, especially in the area where we are now, it's still close. Everyone can beat everyone. It means not when you have a defeat you are out. No, you have to continue. You have to go forward. I said this I think very early in the season. Important point is that you take consistently your points, and we did so far. That's the reason why we are in a good position. I think 2 days ago you saw how difficult it is, for example, to play in QPR and take 3 points there. And we did, Of course, you can say then, we missed or we lost some points at home, but we took also some very difficult games where we won. And I think it's about consistently. And now we have 8 match days until the international break. With I think 6 of 8 are really good teams on the top 8 positions, and after this we have still 8 games to go, and this is now what we are working for. We go for this, and we are very positive at the moment.
Sissoko had an injury issue at Plymouth. Is he 100% fit, and is he available for you for this game if you want to use him?
Yeah, we're building up him now. This is now, I think, will be the final decision tomorrow. And especially when you look ahead, we have then 3 games in a row. That means then we have to look from game to game. Important is that he makes the first step now with the team. He trained yesterday, fully today. Let's see how's the decision finally. But you must say nearly everyone is available. And when you look how much players we have, especially in the attacking side now, that's also the challenge, and this gives me a good feeling, because then especially when a new player arrives, then you can give him maybe this one more game for building up, and you can not take risk now for injury, especially for a player in the offensive. They are fast, they like the dribble. These players we have to building up, but I see step by step it going better and better. Musa is back as well. He trained nearly fully. It's also decision making tomorrow. It's good to have these options in front.
On the 6th of February 2024, you were 23rd in the table, 8 points adrift of safety, and you stayed up in the end. So does everything now, from the players to the supporters to everyone at the club, does everything have to be geared towards trying to repeat what you did last year, to have the final 16 games that you had 12 months ago?
I think this is a big experience for me in my young manager career as well, that when you have still 16 games to go, you have always a chance to achieve something, even maybe the situation is worse, and it's not easy. But on the other side, it means as well that you cannot rest, because you have still 16 games to go. I think I'm very positive, but I know as well this next 8 games until the international break gives us a little bit a clear picture. I think also the table, I think so, I believe. But still then, you have 8 games to go, and it means again 24 points, what you can get. And from my point, it's about game by game now, be positive, and this is the first challenge we have on Saturday against a good opponent with good players. I think they signed now a good striker as well, with a lot of experience and goals. But my team is ready, and I said this to my team at the beginning of the week. Names and bodies is the one thing, but how you believe, how big is your conviction, how is your passion, and how is your togetherness. It's also a big sign if you want. And I think with this mindset we go.
You said last week that this group has one of the best mentalities that you have ever seen before, and you talked a little bit about that. I wondered, are there any specific examples in the last few weeks, Danny, where you can say, do you know what, that is a great example of the mentality of this group, whether it's something an individual has done or as a collective that they have done?
If you want, you can take the Middlesbrough game, to sit at a halftime 3-0 down, and I'm not sure how many teams come back after 3-0. Of course, we changed some things, we subbed some players, but we showed that we can do something, and I think this is for me a big difference to last year. We have always the chance to come back. This is maybe, and this is not maybe, this is what we have to improve, that we have not always the small setbacks during the game, that we have a clean sheet and we can go and lead. But even then, I think take the games, Millwall and Bristol, we lead these games, but this is also not a guarantee that you win these games, because it's about, and this is part, it's about 90 minutes plus X. And I think when we won the games, then we played 90 minutes plus X on our highest level, and I think this is a big part what we have to do. Of course, the stories in every game is different, but this was an example, and for me it's always the example when we have the small setbacks. If you take now Bristol second half, when you feel the team is empty or from the energy, and we played just a draw, but then 2 days later we go to QPR and we beat them. I think these are pieces what it showed that we have a strong belief and we go forward. We take the next challenge and the next challenge, and I think this is a big strength. And of course, when I look in the faces to my players and when they speak about what we can achieve together, then I see there's a fire, there's something in, and this is not just they play a game. No, they feel it really, and this is really well to see.
Was the second half against Luton one of your best halves of the season, and how close is that to what you want to see from this team?
Yeah, we create a lot of chances. We won the second half 1-0. We showed that we can be, we find solutions even against opponents. They staying more deeper, and it's not so easy to break them down. I think it was from the chances outstanding game, but for me was also an outstanding game against Norwich, to play 2-0 at home against Norwich, very strong in the defense. I think Luton is for me a really good example that I said this after the game, the 45 minutes at the beginning in such a game. It's sometimes like this. Of course you can say, we have to be straight in this, but I looked a little bit back to my experience in Munich. Even in Munich, we beat not all the teams in the first 45 minutes. We beat the teams after 60 minutes, 70 minutes, because you have to work. Sometimes you have to knock on really big stones, until you beat them. And I think this is what we have to take. This is what we have to learn. And then it's more helpful to have the clean sheets, and this is a big part also this week again, and we will work on this. And I see my players, they feel it, that we have to make this step now. On the one side, improve the defense, on the other side, keep our strong offensive, and this balance. If you get this balance now right in the next 16 games, then I'm very positive for these games.
It's interesting what you said about the teams that you're going to play between now and the international break, because your opponents have an average squad value of £113 million between now and the international break. So this is a big challenge, isn't it? But it's also a good test for you and your team.
Yeah, of course. I think that shows of the one side in which position we are with our budget, with our performance. This is a big credit then to my team. I think this is a big step up that we face, the top half of the table at the moment, around a lot of, if you want, compared to the budgets, maybe big dogs, but we have our tools, we have our togetherness, and this is what I mean with the mentality. We are not scared about these teams. Now we say we are also very strong, and we can bring our strength in, and this is what I like to do. Maybe we are a little bit the underdog at the moment. Of course we are just 2 points, but I think this role is not so bad. And with this mindset, compared with our belief and the mentality, it could be a successful combination.
How proud of you of the work that you've done in 16 months at Sheffield Wednesday?
It's always difficult when you have to speak about your own. But I think you see the big steps forwards from no wins to now. I don't know how many wins. 11 wins we have now. 42 points. We have last year 23. Now we have 42 points. I think. It's also interesting when you get feedback from outside and they say, I never thought that some players in this age can improve so much. And this showed me as well that we are in a good direction. I think we brought the experienced players with some interesting, exciting young players now together. We improved some players. I think if you have one time the update from the values from the squad, you will have some players, they will have bigger values now. We have some interesting loans. I think even when you see with which players we linked in the transfer window, maybe 16 months ago it was not possible that there was just a small chance to get such a player, and I think this shows a lot, that shows a good direction. We take this so far, but now it's about to make in the next 16 games minimum the same performance, and if we can do it 2 points better, then we are in a good position.
How can the fans help you at a time like this?
I think important is that we are, I said this many times, even after some draws, and I understand all the disappointed sometimes after draw, but I think look more to the next game and take what we achieved so far, push each other. I think especially away, there's always this. It's a little bit a smaller group, and this group helps us a lot, at home, of course, and I think this is, when you ask me, the big difference between last year and this season. The expectation is much higher. For the fans now, it's normal to win against Millwall, Luton, Bristol, but all these teams, they played in the last couple of years Premier League, or they played always in the top half of the table. They were they're very strong in this position, and we had in the last 5-6 years with our club some up and downs, and we work at the moment that we improve consistently and we bring the club forward, and I think this is what we should take positive. I said this, I want to see a half full cup, not a half empty cup, and with this mindset it gives us more, and I think the smile and the enjoy is that much easier when you think like this.
Were you close to any further signings on deadline day?
It's always on the deadline day, sometimes a little bit of domino, you have to wait what happens there, then maybe there is an option, then maybe there's an option there, but the club said no because there is a new injury. it's always hard. I think the first 2 signs was fantastic. We worked on this well, and then on the deadline day, yeah, you hoped sometimes and you tried. But then I must always say, by some players, I was not 100% convinced, and yeah, even there was the chance to get them. But I said, is this really then an impact player and makes us better, or is this just a body to bring in? And then I said on this day, for me, I want to be 100% convinced to make the sign. Then it makes sense. I know you have sometimes, and you think, oh, he could be helpful, and why we didn't sign him or him. But for me, it was really important that we get this impact players, and yeah, we work now. For me, it's important that I find solutions for every situation. I think this is also a chance to get some players the trust and give them the opportunity again and again. And I think with this group now, what we have together, I believe this is a good mix, what we need for the final 16 match days.
In particular with the defence, is it a good opportunity if someone like Gabriel Ottobeo gets more opportunities now? Or if you have to ask certain players, Maxwell's done it very well, adjusting his role, Jan Valerie's done it well when he's been asked to do that. Is it an opportunity for players to diversify their roles, to get more experience if you are a bit light at the back?
Yeah, I think of course for Gabe it could be opportunity. Comes a point where you have to step up. He showed in the past, even I think maybe you can think about the game first half for Middlesbrough, but it was a general point. But all the other appearances he did well, and this is also good for him. Yeah, he has to step up. He can make the next step. But when you see, look for back 3, I have a lot of options. I can play with Max and Jan as a center half. I can play with Dich, Iki and Gap with 3 centre backs. I have wing backs with Marvin, now Rio, Paul, Jan, even Pato. We played sometimes a mix with one winger like Gus as a wing back, very offensive at home. I think there are still options, and yeah, you can. The one thing is you can maybe sign a centre back on Monday, and he trained 2 times and he got an injury. Then you signed him, but this is football, and I think this is what is my job, to try to find always a solution and find the best team for the next opponent. And that was against Luton. Yeah, there was in my mind a game plan why I start like this and maybe not like this, and it will be against West Brom as well. Yeah, and if it's done right, then of course after the game you can say to me that was not right or that is right. This is my job, but I have to make the decision before the game and not after. And I think this is sometimes the challenge for a manager.
And with Rio, is he strictly a wing back, or could he have his role? Could he be quite diverse with him as well? Could you use him in different ways?
Yeah, he can play fullback, left or right, and that means he can also play a left or right wing back. I think these are good positions. That gives us an option more, because then I can put Max as a centre back as well. I have the challenge on Marvin's position. I think that helps as well. This is the competition, but I'm happy now. Yeah, we have now nearly every position is double up, or we have 3 players for 1 position, and this is what we have to take. I think good characters. Not forget this. We have a group together. They are really going in one direction. I see them every day, and I said this many times when I see how hard our players work, and they are not complain or something like this. And they keep going. They go again, and this is also a part you asked me early in this interview about the mentality. I think this is also part of the mentality, that we not complain or say, oh no, this is not good or this is not good. No, we carry on and we focus to our performance.
I have a question, just a bit more on Rio. How helpful is it that he's been training with you, and that he's signing, but you know each other, he knows how you operate, you know a bit more about him, and how important was it to bring him in, having had a look at him? How much did you want to sign him for Sheffield Wednesday? Yeah,
I think fascinating was for me with how much passion he come here. For him it was, from the first talk he said he wants to be a Sheffield Wednesday player. and he didn't talk with me before, or he didn't train with us, but he comes, and with the first talk he said, I want to be a Sheffield Wednesday player, that's my dream, to come here to play for you. And this mindset was fantastic to see. Yeah, in the last couple of days, of course, there was some things what we have to sort it. He knows the group, this is helpful, but of course the next couple of days he needs also to building up to get written, and then it's a good option for us to take him.
Danny, thanks for your time. Best of luck on
Thanks, Rob. See you. Bye.
Danny, afternoon. How are you doing?
Hi, Alex.
Any fresh injuries going into this weekend?
Yeah, you have Dome Akin, and then I think 2-3 question marks. Let's see now.
How do you sort of look back at the window? You've spoken about it in a bit of depth there with Rob. Are you satisfied that the squad is significantly better than it was, and it gives you a good chance?
Yeah, it is better. The squad is better. I think we got. At first, we could keep Che. Yeah, we didn't lose a key player. I think this is also, we should not forget this. I think some teams lost maybe some key players to other teams. Then we could bring Stewie and Ibi in, helpful. Now Rio. All in all, we improved our squad. We got some impact players, and this is more what I want to see from this transfer window, the positive things instead of what we shouldn't or what we didn't get. And with this mindset we go now. What I learned from this transfer window as well, some opportunities come very late. I think Ibi, for example, was not available at the beginning of the window. Yeah, it takes them a little bit time. And some options you have at the beginning of the window, but you have to work on it, and then you see you have no chance. Yeah, the general window is special. We try our best. I think we worked the last couple of days very close. Yeah. And I think this is what I take from this window.
I don't want this to come across as a negative question. It's one that I've got to ask. Is there any sense of regret that things seem to take a while to get moving? And obviously, the first half of the month there was all that stuff about communication and what have you.
Yeah, if you want, I think this is my job. Yeah, as a manager, then I take the responsibility for the first 10 days. Yeah, if you want. This is part of my job, and we look back and we can say, okay, we can improve this. Yeah, I'm always critical with me, but with myself. This is the first thing after defeat, that I look what I could better. After a game, I will never look at first what my players did wrong. No, at first I look to my part. Was the wrong decision? Was the right decision? Why I decided? Was the argument right or not? And if you want, I look back to this transfer window and said, okay, maybe. And this is a maybe, because nobody knows. We could get a player, yeah, or not. But if you want, yeah, then I take the responsibility. And if you want to blame me for this, for the 10 days, then I do this, yeah. But again, the end of the window, I take the positive things. We got 3 new players, and we could keep Jay Charles, and this is very positive.
In terms of Rio, again, you spoke to Rob a little bit about there. What kind of player can Wednesday fans expect to see from him? Is he more of a Marvin wing-back, or is he more of a Max wing-back?
Yeah, that would be interesting. I tell you, I think this is a part what we will see in the next couple of weeks, because he has skills for both. I see him very aggressive in 1-against-1 duels. He has very dangerous crossboards. He had also give and go situations when I saw him in some rondos. How is his scan and how he can pass to other teammates. It's good to see. I think he is a natural fullback. He played a lot of games as a fullback. That helps. But we know, championship football. This is a tough one, and the challenge is it's sometimes very difficult. And I think this is also for him now a new experience. But I think we have 3 different profiles now, and this is for me as a manager, very great to see. Max can play fullback, centre back, wing back. Marvin can play a fullback, but his best position is wing back. And you have with Rio one guy who brings maybe the most profile as a fullback. Yeah, and I think this is good to see. This is the challenge. By Max, maybe I can imagine he can also play a left 6. Yeah, because when I see him in the training and which areas he play, but with 3 different profiles, it's well, and this is what is always important, that you have in your squad different profiles for different challenges, and we have this in front, we have this on the wing position. Yeah, this is good to see.
Is there any sort of idea that maybe Shea could end up playing in defence a little bit more? We've seen you do it sort of mid-game as a tactical thing almost. Is that a consideration part you're thinking now?
Yeah, it's an option. I think I said this many times. I'm looking on the pitch and then I try to see if there is a player who gives me the opportunity to change something without a sub. That was Jay. I come back to the Luton game. That was also the reason why I start with Pato in this game, because he gives me the opportunity, if we need a back 5, to go with him in a back 5. This is always what I'm looking for. That gives us the opportunity, and I think especially in the past I change things very quick if something doesn't work what I want to see, and but he can also start at the beginning as a centre back. This is of course a part.
Another option there, I guess, is Nate. How's he doing with his fitness? He's obviously had the niggle back at the bench, wasn't he? I think last time.
He's now since 2 weeks in the training. Full available. This is helpful. Is his former club. Is always special. Let's see what happens with Nate on the weekend.
But when he has played, there's been some ups and downs, but it feels to me like he's got the best out of players around him. It's allowed other players to go further forward. I mean, how important could he be if you can keep him fit, if you can get a head of steam behind him in the next couple of months?
That was the reason why we signed him. We said that to have Nate with his experience, we know what we get from Nate. We will from Gate not get the box-to-box player like Jay, for example, but a holding 6 in front of the back 4 or back 5. It could be helpful for us. He's calm on the ball. He could be a link player. Important is now that he get really the rhythm and he can continue on this. It was always this in out. That gives us not, and gives him also not the belief always. But now he was again back. He's now back since 2 weeks. This is fantastic. I think the minutes he got during the Boxing days, it was well managed, I must say, because even 45 minutes he played in the short term. I think in 10 days, 180 minutes. That means 2 games. Of course, we had 4 games, but it helps. We're building up him, and hopefully we can carry on with him until the end of the season, because situation, Jay, Barry, Nate, also Liam, Svante sometimes, this group, they have to stick together.
I want to ask about Icky as well. There's been a couple of times in his Wednesday career where he's not been as involved, and then he's ended up being a really important figure. With the injuries that you've got back there, having someone of that experience and stuff must be quite helpful.
I think this is, when you asked me one time back in my time to Sheffield, then I will exactly bring these examples. We have a couple of these examples in the last 16 months. When you think, now he's far away, but then he comes back and this is I go back to the question from Rob. Mentality. The players have the mentality. I try to be honest. I was honest to Iki at the end of December and the beginning of January. What is his position? He accepts this, but he worked very hard. And then you see, this is football. And then the situation comes, and you have to be ready. And I think this is what I always try to tell my players. You have to work for this day when you can deliver, and then you have to be ready. And Iki is. He helps us. He gives us experience. I think he lead the group. He can also teach. For example, Dish, in this part, I want to see improvement by Dish as well, that he stepped up. And I think this is helpful. I think the balance now, the mix in the team, it's very well.
What can you tell us about what those discussions were at the end of December and early January?
Yeah, you can imagine. I think it goes a little bit in this direction that he didn't play so much. But then the picture was clear for me, and he got a clear picture. And I think I said, I had in the last 16 months a lot of this conversation where I have to tell some players, okay, this is now the situation, but in football could happen this. This is what I want to this is what I expect from you. This is what I demand from you. And on this part, we have to carry on. He agreed. I think all the players appreciate always these talks with me, that I'm so honest to them. And then it's easy to bring them back, or if they know the role, then they understand sometimes, okay, I'm not in the squad, but I know my role, I have to keep going, and maybe I have to wait for the next situation, and this is okay.
And lastly from me, how keen are you've spoken about the difference in squad values and the situations at other clubs and the clubs that you're battling for what could be. How much are you keen to harness an underdog spirit? You spoke about the big dogs before, about Wednesday the underdogs.
Yeah, please make not the headline, that we are just the underdog and the other guys the big dogs. It was not what I mean. I mean, and this is our process now. We have teams, they stay for longer in better positions in the table, or they come from the Premier League, and we have in the last 5 years up and downs, and I think it's not easy to make the huge steps, but I think a little bit compare, of course with the lone players, that helps, and we have maybe a small value, but I think we have some players, they have some good values, even the moment not count, but we improved the squad step by step. I think when I arrived, maybe the squad was, I don't know, 20 million. Now with Jay and James, for example, we could increase these limits up. But this is hard working to make this step forwards, and we try our best. The German try our best, his best, and this I want to see from everyone on this club the next 16 match days. I will not allow it to be negative. It makes no sense at the moment. We should be a little bit proud, but still humble and hungry for more. This is important. Not relaxed now and say, okay, we did this. No, this of course ambitions, but also to bring a little bit our situation in context to where we are.
Danny, thanks for your time. I'll see you down there.
Thank you, Alex. See you. Bye bye.
Afternoon, Danny.
Hi, Stuart. Hi.
Hi.
You said consistently for a couple of months now, wait until the transfer window is closed and then we can set our ambitions. So you've hinted at them, but what are your ambitions now for the rest of the season?
To win the next game, to come as soon as possible to 50 points. I think this is a big line, a big border, and after that you can ask me again, and then you will get an answer from me.
Okay, and another thing you've consistently said is you want to be in a position when the next international break finishes to do whatever. Where do you need to? I'm not asking for a number in the table, but where do you need to be in that after these 8 games?
Yeah, let's describe this in the last years. You need around, if you really want to achieve something big, around 70 points or more. From the last 8 games, you can get 24 points. So now you can bring this together, what it means, and which position you have to be minimum, and which points you meet minimum. And important is that you are in a good distance. Good distance in football could be 2 match days, 6 points, 7 points. Yeah, and this is what we want to try now. Yeah, and it could be, and I cannot look forward, but it could be sometimes you come close to 2 points, 1 point, maybe you can bring it to 0, but it could be also that you drop back to 5, 6 points. But it means not that you are out, because if you take consistently points, you can carry on. And I think the best example we showed last year what it means, 8 points behind and still a chance to survive. And this is the challenge. And for this we need the right mindset. And this is what we have to improve as a group. And this is what I tried in the last couple of weeks. That if after small setbacks that we not break down and said, oh, now it's one game, and you can be happy after the next 24 hours after one game. You can be happy, you can celebrate, and you can be disappointed. But after this 24 hours, you have to carry on in both directions, and this is what we have to do.
And in private, will you set any targets for your players over the next 8 games in terms of points or anything like that?
No, that makes no sense to look too much ahead. I think you have rest from Swansea and Coventry. I think this is 3 tough games, and after this week you see again how many points you have. Yeah, in the best case you have 9, in the worst case you have 0. But we will try on Saturday against a strong side. Yeah, that is what it is. But we go there and we fight for every inch. And then, if we deserved something, then maybe we'll get it.
And it's only Saturday since the last game, but because of the transfer window closing, does this feel like another phase in the season, these 8 games?
Yeah, it's true. I think now this is 8 games, then the international break, and then you have again the 8 games. I think this time of the year now you can take again in a small period. And this is also what I'm looking now for until the international break. At the moment I don't look to the final 8 games, I look now really to these 8 games, and it means start well on Saturday.
And with Rio, because he's obviously trained with you before, how much sort of work do you have to do with him, not so much physically, but in terms of integrating into your team? Have you done much of that with him already, or does it sort of start now?
Yeah, I think a little bit part of the story is that he trained 1 week with us, then the last couple of days, there was the negotiation and there was some things what we have to sort it out. He trained for his own in the gym, and now he can start tomorrow with train. I think he will be available as soon as possible. This means always a little bit to adapt to the team, to get a feeling. It takes a little bit, some sessions, some time, but I'm very positive that Rio and also EB are available as soon as possible.
Because you have Marvin and Max fit, and hopefully Musawa and Gasama and people like that, does it mean that you take a little more time just to be sure that they sort of understand their roles? Or
let's describe, I take less risk, but I push hard that they are ready tomorrow and not the day after tomorrow. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you very much for your time, Danny. Good luck.
Thank you. See you. Bye bye.